Many years ago, I was getting ready to leave for DE, Dynamic Essentials, a conference that many of you have heard me speak about, and it's where I've really grew as a human being through the help of Dr. Sid and many other mentors. And it was a Thursday right before lunch. I was getting ready to jump on a plane, and one of our patients came in, and she said, "What is this DE thing you keep going to? What is it? What do you talk about there?" And I said, "Well, DE, Dynamic Essentials, is a place where chiropractors, spouses, CAs, they all come from all over the world to connect on the principle of life and chiropractic and what Dr. Sid taught us about lasting purpose, giving, loving, and serving out of our own abundance without attachment to the results, and finding your dynamic essential, which is finding your spirit from within." But even more importantly, it was about being a principal chiropractor, being part of the wolf pack. And Dr. Dick Santo had gotten up before us, many DEs before this, and was talking about being a wolf versus a dog. And the story goes that wolves live in a pack. Wolves live free. Wolves go against the grain. They stick together. They live free. They take care of each other. And they live in the wild. They have fun. And what happens is man comes along and starts feeding the wolf, starts handing him treats and meat, and the wolf is very offish at first and on guard and doesn't trust. But over time, the man lures the wolf in with these treats and starts feeding it until the wolf gets comfortable. And then the wolf gets complacent. And the man puts a leash around the wolf's neck and now starts controlling the wolf and tells the wolf, "Well, you can't have a treat until you sit. Good boy. Now you got to lay down. Good boy. Roll over, little wolf, because I got control of you. I've got you on a leash." And now that wolf becomes a dog. And once the wolf becomes a dog, the wolf loses his spirit, loses his freedom, loses his passion for life, and becomes complacent and answers to the man. And that's what Dick Santo was teaching us as principal chiropractors, is don't become slaves of the system. Don't listen to the system. Take care of the people. Love the people. Serve the people. Check them for subluxation. Adjust them. Leave them alone. And don't do anything else on them out of monetary need or reasons, or just try to make a buck and become part of the systems. And that's one thing that I always said, and my good friend Dr. Brian Lieberman, when he came to my house, I built a big house, and it was kind of tough sometimes because you had some minimal thinkers in the neighborhood that would make these little comments, and Lieberman said, "But your house was built on adjustments, honest, pure adjustments, transforming, saving people's lives, helping them get off drug, restore, heal from within." And when this woman heard this, the way her story went was she had a pretty tough life, and she used to do a lot of painting and drawing, and she used to do things for the Rolling Stones, and she lived a free life, and she was a pretty wild lady. Then ran into some tough times and kind of lost her spirit, ran through some depression, started getting adjusted, and it changed her life. She woke up from within, she started healing, she got connected to her spirit, she started connecting to her dynamic essential. And she said, "Can I ask you a favor? Can we go outside and take a couple pictures of you? I want to do something for you." So I just did it. She took some pictures, and she painted this picture over my shoulder. And I'll step out of the way in a minute so you could see it. But for those of you that are just listening through the audio, it's a picture of me with a white T-shirt with the word principled across the front of it. And I'm standing with two wolves, and there's mountains behind me and a blue sky, and it's a much younger version of myself. But this was one of the first paintings she put together since she had to stop because she wasn't connected anymore. She wasn't free anymore. She had lost her spirit. And it took her months to do this. And when I came back from DE, she said, I'm working on something for you. And months later, I'll step aside for you those watching on YouTube to see. It's really neat. I'll see if I can zoom in on it. You can see me with the 2 wolves. And she said, Dr. Steve, this is my gift to you. And I think it took her like 6 months to do this. And she said, you helped change my life. And I said, look, I've told you from the beginning, we don't heal anything. She said, I get it. But if you weren't a wolf, I never would have trusted you. And I never would have listened, and my life wouldn't have been transformed. And you see, people, when certainty meets science, when universal intelligence and innate intelligence connects to basic science of communication and love and lasting purpose, and people trust, and they show up and lay on the table and get their atlas adjusted and get clear and stay that way for a long time, this is what happens. People wake up, connect to their spirit, and the whole life changes. So when she came in to give me this painting, she was fired up. And I opened this thing up, I was blown away. And for me, you'll see we'll do a couple of these with paintings and things people made for me and of me. And this was the first one of me. And it was very awkward. And I started to walk back to my personal private office. And she said, where are you going? I said, well, I'm going to put it in my office. I'll hang it on the wall. And she said, oh, no. You need to hang this out here, out on the adjusting room floor. I said, my gosh, I can't hang a picture of myself. And she said, it's not about you. It's about them. It's about leading the dogs to connect to their spirit, to become the wolf that God always intended them to be. And I realized it's not my ego. I had to step aside. And that's why I share this story with you, for you people to see. And when we get connected to our spirit, life happens. And there's nothing bigger than life. Much appreciated, every single one of you.